Guys, I got to do anything.
Well, you just said I feel sorry for him.
Them, I said.
Oh.
As a party.
I thought you said him. Anyway, little misunderstanding there. But anyway.
Right, I think it's now time. After we finished News of the Week.
Well, we finished News of the Week. I thought we'd have gone on for that a little bit more.
Oh, about the politics. I was just going to say, I was saying about the VMP. With this new report, where they were moving, I think it was Newham Council, moving people on like housing benefit up to Stoke.
Yeah.
And they're now saying that because of like benefit ghettos being created, that the rise of the far right could be likely to become a far greater issue in towns like Stoke, Birmingham, and just North in general. What's your views on that, Yusi?
Well, my first view is that you've said North in general, but Birmingham and Stoke, I don't class them as being...
They're not
North.
They're in the Midlands.
They're Midlands.
But I meant those particular examples, because they're the ones which their people on housing benefit from like Newham Council have been moved to, and then those towns, and then towns across the north as well. That's what I meant.
Right. We'll have to apologise for the slickness of this show. We're getting back into groove.
Actually, no, the first episode were quite good. But anyway, that ain't the point. Because, oh no.
Now,
ladies and gentlemen, I'll introduce you, Dale.
Thank you very much.
Warm them vocals up, Dale. Leave the crowd disappointed as always. Always a disappointing finish from Harris. But anyway. I can't believe this. I hate introducing this every week. Ladies... They're both laughing their heads off. I don't know why. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for...
Laughed at me tears.
Joke of the Week!
With D-Man Harris.
Well, I've got a friend who has become became a manager at a door sales company, and but he had to quit after a week because he couldn't handle the pressure.
A handle joke. That is what we've been reduced to. A handle
That's
joke.
worse than when it's a door, not a door.
He could have made a. Do you know what? He could have made a door. Maybe a joke about the window of opportunity opening. You know, maybe he couldn't knock through the... I don't know, but it was a handle joke, for crying out loud. A handle... Well, I said it every time, and I'm going to have to say it again, because that really was awful. I'm sorry you were listening to that. I hope you were doing something productive.
Maybe listen to former jokes of the week.
God. Gosh, if you were. I don't know what's wrong with you. But anyway, Dale, and yes, Dale does listen to his own joke and laugh. I've seen him do it. He's an egomaniac, he really is. Well, now it's time for... And the last podcast, we really messed up. I didn't, Dale didn't, Jack did one he'd done before. Because
even Tom, who hates Joke of the Week, he thought that this is worse than Joke of the Week. Yeah. So imagine how... Wait
a minute. Don't be saying stuff you can't take back.
That's true.
Alright, because ladies and gentlemen, with Jack Elliott, it is now time for Accent of the Week.
What on earth was that? Anyway.
It was Arnold.
Arnold?
Oh, my granddad.
Nine. Just more those vocals there.
Warm up them vocal cords.
La, 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 la. Come on, it's not a video. It's a podcast. Let's get on with it.
Come on, it's one. You can say one word.
Alright. Bonjour. That's the one word.
That is the worst thing I've ever been here to witness. That is dreadful. I feel embarrassed.
Not that many accents
for the first time, I'm actually embarrassed to be associated with this podcast.
I thought you were going to say associated with me for a second. You're probably feeling that way as well.
I am feeling that way as well.
Oh dear.
What on earth was that?
That was awful.
I could have done a better one than that.
Really?
Oh, je m'appelle François, yeah.
Alright then, I don't know what I'm singing. It's a song by Bill Bailey. About a guy who breaks a leg. I'm not sure. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Tom.
I'm sorry.
He's in tears.
Honestly, Dale. And by the way, you say that you know, you feel ashamed of it for the first time. Listen to Joke of the Week every week. That's how I felt from week 1. But anyway,
I'd second that anyway.
yeah, well, that was awful.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was. Well, the competition is, if you say it right, we'll give you a shout-out. Honestly, if you want a shout-out, you'll get one this week. That was awful. Anyway, it's now time for Highlight of the Week. And, Jack, why is Dale doing the Andy Carroll?
No, I don't know what you do there. To be honest, looking through all the stuff about the French elections. French presidential elections.
Yeah. So, what happened?
Well, they had the first round.
And it's down to 2 now,
It's down to
isn't
2 now. It's down to Francis Hollande,
Hollande?
socialist candidate, and Nicolas Sarkozy. Hollande won 28.1% of the vote. Sarkozy won 26%. First time since 1981, I believe, where a incumbent president who's in lost the first round. Well, I thought it was quite worrying anyway. Marine Le Pen of the far-right National Front, she got the biggest share of votes in history, bigger than her dad, Jean-Luc Pen, back in 2002 when he got to the
You do mean,
round.
I will just say you mean for that party, you don't
For
mean
that party,
in France,
yeah.
because that's
For
how
that party,
it...
yes.
But, so, they got about 10%, didn't they?
No, they got 18.1%.
Really, did they get that much? Anyway, do you believe that Hollande will win?
Oh, I think he will win.
I think it's a shoo-in, but go on, Jack.
The thing is, though, it depends how Le Pen's voters vote in that second round, because if they do all turn, you would assume that they would vote for Sarkozy. Although if they just stay at home and say we don't want either of them, then I would imagine that Hollande would win.
But I think most political leaders
Leaders still.
in European countries will be under big pressure during the elections, considering what's going on at the minute with the financial market.
Well, I think Sarkozy put on a big show, and the problem was, it was smoke and mirrors. He was at a crossroads, and he could either decide to talk about the lower or the upper classes. And unfortunately, you know, he talked to those with the money, the ones with the class. You know, and I think he made a grave error there, because, you know, it could RKO his bid. It really could.
Right. I thought it could be in for a bit of a caning, though, if he does slip up. Right, should we go to my highlight of the week?
Oh, go on, Dale, then. Go on. I was going to introduce Dale Harris's highlight of the week.
Oh, thank you. It is, well, it's already started, but I'm sure it'll be coming towards the climax of the Snooker World Championships.
Yep.
In a couple of weeks' time. And I don't know if you two like snooker or
Yes,
not.
I do.
Not particularly, no.
Big fan.
But, yeah, I think it can be quite unpredictable at times. Already
Well,
Sean
I'll just...
out. Are we?
Okay, I will just say, such credit for Stephen Hendry, the 147.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
As you know, Eddie Gibson listens to his podcast. He is a dead ringer, Stephen Hendry. So he'd be particularly pleased.
I'll just say, hi, Eddie. There we go. That's a shout out. There we go.
That's a hiccup.
Yeah.
That's a hiccup. Oh no.
But yeah, apparently he would get £50,000 for getting the 147.
Ka-ching.
Because not unless someone else gets it.
Then it's 25 each.
Yeah.
Then again, 25 ain't bad, is it?
No,
12 and a half ain't bad.
I'd settle for that.
Well, the other year, Ronnie O'Sullivan, there wasn't a prize money for 147.
Yeah,
So
I remember
he refused to pot the black, and he got 140.
Right.
So
See, I think that's bad sportsmanship, personally.
well, I think Ronnie O'Sullivan was once the greatest snooker player going. Now he's just... Well, he's really hit the bricks, hasn't he?
well, it's because they fall down the rankings, him and Hendry, because they don't want to. Well, they've been playing for years, and they don't want to be going to like China and do all these ranking tournaments. Well, lots of Mark Selby doing. That's why he's ranked number 1 in the world. You could say he's the best in the world at what he does. So, a prediction of who do you two think is going to win the World Championships?
Martin Selby. He's out, isn't he?
No, it doesn't exist. It's Mark Selby.
Oh,
not
Martin Selby. I don't follow snooker. Yeah, Mark
Don't.
Selby.
Well, as a fellow Leicester fan, I'd like to say Selby, but not joking, he's had an injury recently. He's had a back injury, so he's only just started playing again. So I'm not too sure. I think Ding Junhui might pull it out.
Did he beat Martin Allen, didn't he?
No, it was someone else. That was an unknown player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was number 71 in the world.
Oh, right.
Do you know what? I think Mark Selby may be feeling a little bit stiff.
I'm so sorry for this.
What? With his back, but I think he'll win.
Yeah. What did you
Well,
two?
hopefully right on cue, he'll win.
That's awful. That is awful.
I was just going to ask you two, what do you make of Martin Allen's comments about how cheating amongst Chinese players is kind of a typical